Welcome back to Grow Joyfully Home and Garden. Well, look what we got this morning. Early this morning. Too little, too late, in my opinion. 1 month and 3 days after Christmas, but that's okay. What we need is to have this up in the mountains for the snowpack for the coming year. Hopefully there will be enough water for growing and drinking and everything that we need. But here it is. We didn't have it all year. And then at the end of January, we have some. It's not very much, hardly even a skiff, and I'm sure it'll be melted probably by mid to late afternoon. Welcome to the channel. Well, I'm back to planting tomato seeds again today, snow or not. I still have several indeterminate varieties to plant. I have a tray ready right now for 8 of these. And it's the red brandywine, San Marzano, persimmon, indigo apple, beefy purple, which is a determinate, Payette tomato, determinate, northern ruby paste tomato, determinate, and a super beefsteak, which is indeterminate. Determinate means bush-like in their growth, and they set their fruit all at once. And indeterminate means vining in their growing habits, and they will continue to produce until the first frost when the plants die. I thought I'd pop in here to the little greenhouse real quick to see what's going on and see if there's any update from my little tiny garden bed that I started growing right here. Nothing has germinated, of course, it's too early, but I wanted to show you some of these beautiful foxgloves that my daughter brought home from a plant expo. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. She brought home some artichokes too. I've never grown one, don't know what to do with them. So we have new occupants to the little greenhouse, so getting a little crowding here, but they're pretty enough to give them the room and want to be able to put them out first thing we can this spring. Well, the sun's come out, and it should make short work of the snow. But for now, I'm going to get back to planting tomatoes. The first one I'm going to start with today is the Northern Ruby Paste, and this is a determinate tomato. Now the Payette tomato, which is a determinate tomato. I only have a few of the beefy purple seeds left, so I'm going to very carefully get these out. Looks like I have about 7. I'm going to have to reorder those. These are kind of caught up in the tape where I taped it together after I used it last year. So beefy purple is a determinate. So these are the only seeds I have. Hopefully several of them will grow. That was all the determinates. Now I have indigo apple. It's a very small globe type tomato, but it has incredible color and flavor. It's an indeterminate, and I think it's a very beautiful tomato to grow. I actually saved seeds from this last year. Very proud of that, but I didn't with the icicle tomato and a few other ones, and I can't find them online so far. The red brandywine. I love any of the brandywine colors, and I've grown pink, red, black, and yellow brandywines. They're such beautiful tomatoes. They really get to be large, and they're really great slicers. These are indeterminates. Here's some San Marzano paste tomato. They're indeterminates. A lot of people request these from the farm stand. They don't really blow my socks off, but people like them, so I try to grow them every year. These are persimmon tomatoes. I only grew them 1 year and I didn't really love them, but I'm going to try them again. They're an indeterminate and they date back to the mid-1800s. This Russian variety is a rust orange beefsteak style tomato that looks exactly like a persimmon when fully ripe. Plants will produce heavy yields, great slicing tomato. The tomatoes are low in acid and therefore have a shorter shelf life. Good for slicing, sandwiches, and salads. So keep that in mind when you grow a yellow tomato or something lower in acid, that the shelf life will not be quite as long. The last one I'm going to plant today is a super beefsteak from Burpee. Now these seeds are several years old. My daughter got them when she worked at a local grocery store, but I continue to plant my seeds regardless of how old they are. You might as well try, because you'll get 100% more growth of seeds than if you threw them in the trash. So keep that in mind. It is a beefsteak type with a bigger yield and meaty fruits, more than a pound. Disease resistant, and they're indeterminate. So these are the last ones I'm going to plant today. Well, there we are for today. I only planted 8, but that is a good amount. Next time I'm going to plant the cherry tomatoes, and I have several varieties of those. So until then, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something, and I've hoped you've enjoyed being in the sunshine with me, because I certainly have. You have a really good day. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next video.